Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. So recently I've been hiring a lot of different editors for Strive, and there's a lesson that I want to share with you. And this is coming from someone who's hired a lot of people. I've also applied for different jobs, but this is a fundamental lesson that a lot of people just get wrong. So let me first give you the background. So for Strive, we film all these different courses. Typically every week we're filming a brand new course, and they're usually around 30 lessons. I then upload the raw content to editors all around the world, and they start editing the footage remotely. I then get to check it, I approve it, or I leave all my notes for revisions, and that's the role. So I've been hiring a lot of editors recently, and I really fine-tune my process. So for example, I have my generic first message where I show them examples of what I want, what I don't want, and then I ask them to do a 30-second sample. And if they say yes, then I send them all the same set of files. I give them 3 different camera angles. I tell them what they need to do. So for example, add in music, fix the colors, match all the colors, add in lower thirds, choose all your different cuts, and just make it look as best as you can. And I tell them, edit these 30 seconds. I want a 30-second sample, and give me your very best. Show me what you will do if I hire you. Show me the standard that you can edit to. And what really amazes me is the wide spectrum of results that you get. So of course there's people who are brand new to editing, and then there's people who've been doing it for a lot longer. But I'm not really talking about skill level here. I'm talking about effort. It is amazing to me how some of them will go above and beyond, and those 30 seconds will look amazing. I'll be watching back the 30 seconds and I'll think, okay, I found my person. This is the exact person I'm looking for, because they pay attention to the little details. So they're adding in little subtle zooms, little subtle pans, left to right, right to left, and the colors look incredible. They're matching the 3 different camera angles perfectly. So straight away I know, okay, this person pays attention to the details. But then others are sending me their samples, and the samples, to be frank, they're horrible. I mean, there's just no effort really put into it. The cuts are rough, it looks completely amateur, and they're not doing it because of a lack of skill. Most of the time, it's just a lack of effort. They're just putting in the minimum effort. And that's what I want to talk to you about. When you're applying for a brand new position or a new career, or you want to work for someone who you admire, let's say there's someone out there, some entrepreneur that you really respect, and you want to work for them, you always want to create the very best first impression you possibly can, because you don't get a chance to make a second impression. Today, for example, I had 2 potential editors send me their 30-second sample, and both of them, it was okay, but it was just mediocre. And I told them that in the politest way possible. I said, is this your best work? Is this what you can do? And then they both said, okay, let me try it again. Give me a second shot and I'll do it again. But immediately in my mind, I had already decided I'm not going to hire these people, because if that's all they're showing me for their very best sample, if I put them on the job, I give them a 30-lesson course, they're not going to try harder once they've got the job than they are when they're applying to get the job. When you take the extra time to create a great first impression for a potential employer, it's always going to offer you a bigger return. And a lot of people are hesitant to do that because they think, why would I spend, say, an hour for a 30-second free sample I'm not even getting paid for? Why would I give my very best work if I'm not even getting paid for it? But if it's your chance to audition, if it's your chance to secure the job, it always is worth putting in that extra effort. I'm going to tell you a short story and then I'll wrap this up. So 2014, ironically, I'm here in Costa Rica. I'm on the other side of the country, and I'm putting on this enormous live event that I'm doing. I've got several hundred people coming in to this big resort we'd rented out. And around that time, I decided that I wanted to elevate my brand, and I was looking for a designer, someone who could do amazing design work. So I sent out an email to my entire audience, which back then was a pretty big audience, and I said, okay, if you're interested, make a video and show me what you can do and show me why you want this position, but demonstrate in some way your design talent. And I didn't get a whole lot of response, but I did get one video which I'll never forget. And this person lives in Canada, and she made a video which went for maybe 3 minutes, something like that. But the video, I could tell that she'd spent real time on this. She'd spent hours to put it together, And by that stage, I was used to getting videos that when people would apply for a position, that they just done on their phone and the lighting's terrible and they just kind of winged it and they hadn't really put much work or much effort into it. But I could tell straight away that this lady, she had put a lot of effort into it. And so the video was, you know, there was a bit of flattery in there. There was a bit of, you know, she was talking about how excited she was for the opportunity, but I could see the attention to detail. I could see her design skills in the slides and how the whole thing had been put together. I ended up hiring that person in 2014 and they came on board, full-time job, and they worked for me in that particular company for the next 4 years, right up until mid-2018. And then after that, I've continued to go back to them and pay them for design work. So for the last more than 2 years. I calculated, if I added up everything that I paid this person, it would be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And to me, it's money well spent, okay? Because their work is incredible. But I tell you that story because this is a great example of someone who put in the extra effort to create that wow first impression and get a job, and it's been worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to them and years of work. So if there's a career that you really want, I'm telling you from the perspective of someone who's hired a lot of people, it's always worth the extra energy and effort and time to create an incredible first impression. It always is. So I hope that helps you in some way. That's it for today. Do me a favor, subscribe if you like this content. That would really mean a lot to me, and I appreciate you watching. See you tomorrow.